My 12 favorite prog artists of all time. You're really going to love all these artists. Coming in at number 12 is Gong. So let's be honest here about Gong. They're flat out weird. We're talking about flying teapots and pothead pixies and radio gnome trilogies and space whispers. And, you know, on paper that sounds like absolute madness. But I adore this band, and for reasons I can't fully explain, underneath all that sort of bizarre mythology, like Angel's Egg and You, is sort of like this astonishingly tight jazz prog. And you got Steve Hillage's guitars, you got Tim Blake's synth textures. It's just an otherworldly, hypnotic groove of a band. They grab you by the soul and they don't let go. Number 11 is a tie. Jethro, Tull, and Genesis. Look, I know I'm kind of cheating by having a tie here, but I couldn't decide which one I wanted in this spot, and I wasn't about to drop either of them. I mean, you can't talk about this genre's core identity without both Jethro Tull on the one hand with their raw blues grit and, you know, Ian Anderson's flute-led folk rock and you know, the acoustic heavy powerhouse. You got Aqualung and Thick as a Brick, and you know, you got these tracks like Locomotive Breath and sort of a hard driving charge. You know, you got the epic Thick as a Brick, and it sort of balances acoustic delicacy with heavy rock. Then on the other hand, you got Genesis, and they're bringing back like theatrical storytelling. I love the 12-string guitars in here, the pastoral suites. I love how they take, you know, Selling England by the Pound or Foxtrot. You got tracks like Firth of Fifth, which is my favorite Genesis song of all time. Steve Hackett's soaring guitar solo. You got the legendary Supper's Ready, 23 minutes. You know, they're right there. Top prog artists. Coming in at number 10 for me is Soft Machine, Canterbury. They built their foundation on this sort of fuzzy low-end organ distortion, you know, the sax improvisations, a swinging sort of avant-garde jazz. It keeps you off balance in the best possible way. I mean, their albums Third and Volume 2, I love Slightly All the Time, Moon and June, but I really love Bundles. I love the Bundles album. I think it's just completely underrated. You got Robert White's jazz drumming on here. It's a wild, hypnotic ride, and I love Soft Machine. Coming in at number 9 is going to be Jean-Luc Ponty. You know, Ponty has this sort of sense of complex phrasing, and it's like his heavy electric dynamics. It's sort of I don't know, his masterwork is like Enigmatic Ocean for me, and Imaginary Voyage. I mean, they're just like requirements for a real prog fan. You got the tracks like Mirage, Enigmatic Ocean. Why do I have a problem saying this? Gosh, I also love Cosmic Messenger as well. Blistering electronic jazz with rock grooves. Coming in at number 8, Mahavishnu Orchestra. You know, this is jazz fusion. It's absolute madness here. Explosive guitar speed, polyrhythmic drumming. You got a hypercharged sort of spiritual intensity. They sort of redefined what an electric band could execute live. You've got the Inner Mounting Flame, you got Birds of Fire, you got, you know, just all kind. I mean, we can't get totally into their whole catalog here, but it's just sheer velocity. I mean, this band will rip the paint right off the walls. Number 7, Camel. Absolute masters of lyrical and melodic elegance, I think. They're an elegant prog band, lush arrangements. You got Andy Latimer's expressive guitar. Reminds me a lot of David Gilmour from Pink Floyd. It's just pure soul. I mean, look no further than the Snow Goose or Moon Madness here. Again, you got Lady Fantasy. That captures everything that makes Camel special to me. You sweeping keyboard textures, you got emotive blues infused guitar phrasing. It's just Phenomenal band. Coming in at number 6, Gentle Giant. Okay, this is the ultimate musicians band. They wove medieval polyphony and interlocking vocal counterpoints, complex rhythm puzzles. They're meticulous in their compositions. Every single member can play like 5 different instruments. They can swap up mid-song. You know, Octopus and Freehand are my favorite albums. Proclamation, just the same. I mean, these interlocking vocal arrangements, these offbeat polyrhythms. I mean, Gentle Giant is just terrifying. Coming in at number 5 is Egg. Absolutely understated, underrated, underappreciated band. Egg is complex. They're oddball. They're sort of like create these swinging landscapes of organ-driven, heavy chamber prog. They're raw. They're brilliant. You know, they proved themselves on that debut album, Egg. I also like the Polite Force. I mean, when you hear A Visit to Newport Hospital, it just showcases this band and their ability to make sort of like bizarre mathematical time signatures feel organic and soulful. Crazy. Coming in at number 4, ELP, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. A classic, unbridled rock firepower here. ELP is the benchmark. I mean, Keith Emerson turned the Hammond organ and the Moog synthesizer into lethal weapons. It just shakes the foundation of music. Quantized, aggressive, acoustic, monumental. Tarkus, Brain Salad Surgery, Trilogy. You've got Works 1 and 2, which I love. Carnival. You've got the Tarkus, the song or the track, you know. So it's just this energy that no one could ever replace or come up with, replicates what I'm trying to say. Coming in at number 2 is King Crimson. Number 3, King Crimson. Dangerous, unpredictable, a dark horse. Robert Fripp threw out the standard 12-bar blues playbook. It's like Bartok level dissonance, jazz improvisation. Landmark records into Court of the Crimson King, Lark's Tongues and Aspic, Red, Discipline. Crimson incorporated over 35 distinct instruments in their career, from mellotrons to oboes to cellos to gamelons to sheet metal. 21st Century Schizoid Man, Aggressive Fury, all the way to Starless, which may be the single greatest buildup of tension in explosive payoff, you know, the climax of it in prog history. Now number 2 is now, yes, finely tuned, absolute architect of symphonic prog, Chris Squire, Bill Bruford, John Anderson, Steve Howe, Rick Wakeman. Those are the architects. And you have Fragile. Back it up. Yes album, Fragile, Close to the Edge. Tracks like Close to the Edge, Siberian Catrue, Heart of the Sunrise, South Side of the Sky. The absolute zenith of collective musicianship, just surgical precision. Just perfect prog band. Number 1 is Pink Floyd. People are going to say, that's not prog. You know, I don't care. I've already made a video talking about this, but Pink Floyd is my favorite band of all time. No one understood the weight of musical space better than Pink Floyd. They didn't rely on hyper speed or virtuosos. I mean, you know, David Gilmour understood how to let a single guitar note, or Rick Wright with his keyboard voicing breathe across an entire stadium. I mean, they proved that restraint and atmosphere is just as powerful as complexity. And you see this unmatched on Wish You Were Here, on The Dark Side of the Moon, on Animals, tracks like Shine On You Crazy Diamond, Echoes, Dogs, Atom Heart Mother. You know, it proves that when you give music room to breathe, it can move mountains. These are my favorite 12. Tell me who your favorite 12 prog rock artists are. Tell me what you think of my guys here, my 12. And until next time, you guys like the video, subscribe, share my stuff, and until next time, you guys take care.